I'm Chris McDonough, a retired homicide detective. I've interviewed thousands of people, from serial killers to ministers. Welcome to the interview room. Hey, aloha, everybody. Welcome to the interview room. Hey, so tonight I just had a strong impression that I needed to call Richard and Mary Chris tonight to talk about Maya and kind of bring everybody up to speed. Everybody knows, Mary Chris and Richard Drulier, right? Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Perfect.
Okay. Yes, you folks have been just living through an absolute nightmare the last 7 weeks, and I wanted to just kind of catch up with you and to see, what the progress is, where you're at, how I can help, how others can help you, and I know you've had just a tremendous amount of support in not only the San Diego area, but quite frankly from around the world. I'm just looking at the folks coming in here, from Australia, from Germany, from Austria. I mean, your sister is resonating on a worldwide, international level, and I just think it's fantastic that how hard you guys have been working here. And so I wanted to catch up with you and give you an opportunity to, share your sister's story, and Richard, your sister-in-law, and your family story, and, how we can help raise more awareness about, your search for her and some of the particulars in relationship to, her life. So I think, for me, well, let me ask you, with that kind of said, what are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Well, we're very happy that, strangers around the world has been, helping us and giving us their support and prayers, around the world. It's very heartwarming for the family. And I get so emotional in it because I get overwhelmed with all this support from everyone, and I'm so thankful for everybody for doing, for giving us all the support and help. And it's been unimaginable 7 weeks. I couldn't imagine my family has to go through this. And, we see it in television, missing people, but never in a million years, we'll put ourselves, in this situation today. It's been very hard. It's been very painful, heartbreaking for the entire family. My mom and my dad, they're devastated. My sister being, missing, and we don't know, what happened to her. So it's been really hard and it's been tough. But, with the help of the community, the entire, public, then, as you said, entire world, they've been, sending us their prayers. So that's keeping us afloat and gives us strength to keep on going, to keep on fighting and looking for my sister. So we thank everyone for doing that.
It's really hard because May was such a important, like she loved her community. She did, charity work, charity jogs, and she just gave so much to the community, and for her to be gone, and it's, the youngest of three daughters, and it's like I could only feel what she's going through. That's why I'm here 100% behind the family. Um, to miss the youngest one of the family, the one that made all the plans for the birthday parties, that's heartbreaking, and it's something that no one should be going, no one should ever go through,
No.
but
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, and we're here to, find her and help, help whoever's going through this to maybe to learn something from our, um, you know, situation.
Yeah, no. So one of the things I want to help you folks with your family is understanding a couple of things, right? So from an investigation side of everything, right? Because this is such a this your sister's case, in my opinion, in the next week or so, and if God forbid, but if it did go, a little bit longer, is it's going to gain momentum. Okay. And you folks have been so instrumental at keeping her in the forefront. Okay. And,
Right.
whenever a person is missing, it is so critical for her family, like you, to come forward and do exactly what you're doing. So, just God bless you for the fact that you guys, this is you're doing what you're supposed to do, as hard as that is, right?
Right.
Okay. So now from an investigative side, okay, I want to kind of give you a little understanding of what's happening, perhaps over at the PD, and as things are flowing, right? And I
Mhm.
think and I think this will help you, help your family, help friends to maybe have a better, grasp on how they can best support you as a family. Okay. And so there's what they call a victim continuum. And I'm going to draw a little map here for you, or a little chart. And it's just basically looks like an L. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but essentially what it is, it's environment, situation, and circumstance. And
Mhm.
then it's high or low, medium, and high risk. Okay.
Right.
So what the cops do initially, whenever somebody goes missing, depending on the age, okay, and then I want to talk about what happened when you guys were first notified, okay.
Okay.
So your sister, in my opinion, is down at the very end at a low risk, okay, type
Right.
of what we call a victimology, okay. And that means there's a higher probability that she was targeted by somebody within inside of a circle, or somebody that had access to that circle. And let me give you an example, a perfect example. We can use Elizabeth Smart for an example, the young girl many years ago who was
Right.
taken out of her house in Utah.
Right. Right.
She was sleeping in her house,
Mhm.
right? Her environment, situation, circumstance, all low risk. Okay. Well, so that means the police had to stay with a clarity of focus. Okay.
Okay.
And not looking outside, going down a lot of rabbit holes, but stay within sight of that environment until all exhaustive leads are done, meaning search warrants, forensics, cell phones, cell towers,
Mhm.
and a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to take place. Okay.
Right.
So a positive sign here, a very positive sign from the Chula Vista Police Department is a couple of things. One, a search warrant. Okay. There was a search warrant executed at your sister's home, if I remember right.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. That's good news. That's great news, because what that meant is they had probable cause to get a search warrant. Okay. They had to go before a judge and convince a judge that there was something that they needed to go back and look at that house. Okay. And then they had to fill out what they call an affidavit, and they had to give a statement of probable cause about what that something could be. Okay. Now, the frustrating part for family, us, right, just,
Right.
wanting to help, is we don't get to see that. Okay,
Correct.
they're typically sealed in these types of cases, right?
Right. Mhm.
Okay, so that's a very good thing. That's a very positive thing, right? That's something to remember, that even though there may not be a lot of communication taking place right now,
Mm-hmm.
maybe behind the scenes there's a lot of lab work and forensics work taking place that are starting to tie some of the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay.
Oh.
So then the next piece of an investigation would be the flow and the communications of all parties involved. Okay? And so that brings us to Larry, yourselves, Maya. Who was she talking to? What are her circle of influences? So I want to ask you a couple of things. We're going to do a kind of a high level overview of Maya's, her victimology. Meaning, I want to know a little bit about Maya. Okay,
Okay.
and so tell us about your sister.
She's, I think we've been saying that to the public too. She's an outdoor, she loves the outdoor. But of course, overall, she loves her kids. Her kids are priority, of course. But she does love the outdoors. She loves to hike. And she's doing also charity works for the hiking. She likes camping with us. She has a dirt bike. She just recently purchased a Jeep. They purchased it together, with Larry and her recently in November. So she started doing that off-roading with a group of Jeep here in San Diego. But just recently, just this last couple of years, she's been, more like, wanted to do more with with herself. She does have going. She doesn't, with the pandemic, of course, they
There's only
haven't
so
been.
much.
Yeah, they haven't been going out. But again, she doesn't even drink that much. She only drinks when we go camping with us. Of course, just hardly. She's small. She's about 95 pounds, to 100 pounds like me. So, a little bit drink, we're done.
Yeah.
But she's very adventurous also, she likes snowboarding, and we do.
She's very active.
Yeah, very
with
active.
sports. I mean, she had a talent. We went wakeboarding, and she was one of the first ones that got on the wakeboard, and that was actually like boarding on the wake. I'm like, wow, okay, so this is possible,
Yeah.
So we all tried it, and we all learned it, from her.
Yeah.
She was giving us tips on her first day, giving us advice
How to
on how to do it.
Yeah.
But even snowboarding, she taught me a couple tricks, and just
Yeah.
every sport that she tried, like any extreme sport, she just figured it out, how to
Right.
do it right away.
But
She was very active. Like the kids, even when she went out, on her trip with her Jeep, she would take the kids with her,
right.
and it was just like a little like mom bonding with the kids, And
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
She's a good auntie.
Oh, yeah,
With our nieces and nephews. My
Right.
daughter looks up to her. Like my daughter, she's almost 18, and she looks up to her like a big sister. She has a big heart, and she get very smart. Very smart. So she's the favorite. There's 6 of us. She's the favorite. My dad, my parents' favorite, and but she's the smartest also. She has big dreams. She if she set her mind to it, she can, and she does have a high position in the Navy. And we didn't know that, because we don't really, we got gathering, we don't really discuss, what level or what position, we have. But since this happened, and all her friends, her coworkers, and then they say, yeah, she's been a mentor to us, she's been a leader, and she wants everybody to move up, whoever on a position lower to her, they don't feel like she's higher than them. She doesn't. That's what we were told, that she didn't even let them feel that she's their supervisor, or anything like that.
She's a
But
good advisor.
yeah,
She's humble. She's humble.
Very
yeah,
humble. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
very humble.
that's what
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
getting. And in with her, also her Facebook page, she did have a lot of videos in there. What you see is what you get with her. She's always smiling, wanted to have fun, but
She loves singing to her kids, play the
yeah,
guitar with her kids. There's videos on Facebook of her singing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw her guitar is playing
Right. Yeah.
and her singing.
She had tattoos of music notes. So she
yeah.
loved
Yeah,
music,
I saw that. Yeah.
singing,
Yeah,
you know.
she did that. She learned it by herself. She self-taught. Even in the piano, she self-taught herself.
Right.
She's very, she's ambitious too.
Very, very
She,
talented
yeah,
young woman.
yeah. She,
So
even though they got married when they were 18, she made sure, she graduated college. She got her goal, before she even had kids. So she's very, she's very smart. She's very focused,
Self-driven. Very
self-driven. Yeah.
and where did she go to school?
We were in Hawaii for quite some time. So she's Radford High School in Hawaii, and
Okay.
so she went also UH Manoa, and she graduated here in UC San Diego with international studies.
Oh,
She
wow.
wanted to be a lawyer. And one of her friends also just told me that they did had, a conversation with my sister recently that they wanted to go back to school to finish, to go law school.
Mhm.
Yeah, very interesting. So she's a free spirit. She's your normal everyday
Right.
girl that just likes to go out and I know growing up in that not only in Hawaii as a kid but in San Diego, where I did my career. I mean, jeeping, glamis, motorbikes. I mean, yeah, it's like everyday mom, everyday normal. I mean,
Yeah.
She's an
yeah,
overachiever,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. How did you keep up, Richard? How did you keep up?
With the sports. I love sports.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's awesome.
Even my wife taught me how to snowboard. So
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, yeah,
So
I've been up here before.
yeah, so you probably don't. So just what's your take? So Richard, from now, let's talk about Larry and Richard. I want to direct this question to you. Okay,
Okay.
He's your brother-in-law.
Right.
Okay, so tell me about what guy to guy, from you to him. Okay, what was your perception when you guys first met as brother-in-law to brother-in-law?
Just
No
normal.
wrong. There's no wrong answer either, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I like to have my drinks when we get on the weekend, and I think most guys like to have, relax, not talk about work and kind of just like let loose a little bit, So we get on the parties, we'll have a beer, and yeah, I offered up a beer one time at my house when he came over, and he was like, "No, I don't drink," and I was like, "But you're Filipino, we're
Right.
Mexican, I'm Mexican. He's Filipino. We all drink." So it's kind of weird, So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Everyone's got their own, everyone's, whatever. Everyone's different." But I'm like, "What about wine?" He's like, "No, I don't drink anything." I'm like, "Okay, that's." And you were in the Navy. Cool. All right. So it's, to me, we never really like clicked, but he was. I don't know, man. We never really had a good conversation. I never really had a one-on-one conversation with him, to be honest. I try to think. I think that I'm a pretty good guy pretty easy guy to get along with, but we just never really had that connection or anything in common. So I was just like, okay, cool. This guy, he's a family guy. He likes his family, and that's all he wanted to do. So I respected him for that, and I never really, never held anything against him or anything like that. Just, I don't think he held anything against me. I think we were just, two different guys and two different families. So, with different backgrounds, and but yeah, I mean, he seemed like a normal, day-to-day type of guy. Average Joe, just went to work and took care of his family.
So, Mary Chris, when they were getting married, do you remember? Do you remember back on that time? Do you remember that day?
Yes, that was, again, that was back in Hawaii. They were 18 years old. My sister actually just turned 18 years old. And, they came, it's a typical Filipino. They came by, his parents, came and asked, my mom and my dad, permission for them to get married. His parents
Okay.
came to our house and they did a talk. The reason they wanted to, well, that's a time, we're still, I think it was 20 something. And the reason they wanted to get married because Larry was getting enlisted into the Navy. So they wanted to get married at that time, and they're both 18 years old. And my family has always been supportive of what decision we make, and I think that's what my dad's decision, at that time, although he was heartbroken also because his they're getting married young, but they always been supportive of what decisions we have in life.
Sure. So he 18. So how long was he in the Navy? If you guys know, do you remember?
About 4 years.
So he was 4 years. And what did he do in the Navy?
I believe he was a courtsman. Yeah.
Okay, so that's like a medic, right?
Right. Right.
Like a paramedic, right?
Correct. Yeah, but I don't know exactly what he did, but I know he's like on the medical field.
Mhm.
But he never got deployed. That Not that I know of.
Okay, and it sounds like you guys come from just fantastic families.
Thank you.
I think not only you guys, right? I mean, but I think maybe even Larry's parents are very nice people.
Mhm.
Sounds like they had traditional values, right? That he would come ask for your sister's hand. Your
Mhm.
dad had to be ecstatic on that, I bet, huh?
Yes,
And
but
did,
yeah, he's the first to get married. With 6 siblings. So yes,
oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay, so she raised the bar for
yeah.
everybody. She raised the bar for everybody on that side of it. So, which leads me to a couple of thought process here. Let's talk a little bit about what your biggest concerns currently are in the case to date. You guys have been just working so hard. What's your biggest concern, though? Looking at the last 7 weeks, looking back, where are you at internally, and how can I help?
Our biggest concern, I believe, would be losing traction on this case,
Okay.
letting it dwindle into thin air, and and it becoming a gold case. That would be our nightmare. That's like the other. We don't want that. And this is why we're working hard. May's best friends have stepped up so much to just help and continue her story, share her story, making the flyers, the t-shirts, the face mask, connections from people like, oh yeah, I have a friend who has a friend that works for this news media, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do everything, whatever we can, and my wife actually stopped working so she could focus this on 100%.
Wow.
So she hasn't been to work in
Since the beginning.
since the beginning, and I go back and forth, to work and doing this.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, I think that's that's our biggest concern, that this doesn't become, or kind of fades away.
and it's
Um,
taking so
and
long.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
that was a
Okay.
concern.
right, yeah.
And then
So doing
Well,
this with you, Chris, and anyone that's everyone, all the other news media,
yep.
we're doing it. We're never saying no to it, because this brings her story back up. You know what I mean? So
it
Yep.
helps.
we're very thankful for that.
Yeah, and you have my word. I'm not going anywhere. I've told you, behind the scenes. So, but now everybody that's listening here, folks, we've got to keep her. We've got to keep her out front. Okay, this is on all of us. This is a very powerful platform. YouTube is a powerful platform. You
She,
can send this. You can send this to thousands of people around the world. get Maya's information out there. Okay, share it with your friends, share it on Facebook, Instagram. This family needs your help. Okay? And many of you are already helping. And for that, I know they're grateful. We just heard it, but there's more we can do, right? And that's why we're having this conversation tonight to kind of you folks haven't even eaten yet, have you? You've been out working all day, huh?
Yeah, we
Okay.
no, it's okay.
Okay. So let me back you up for a second, and I want to take you. Tell me. I want to take you back to when you were notified that she was missing. Walk me through that.
We did have that plan. The plan for her daughter's 11th birthday. It will be like an out of town planned. We were going to go to a snowboarding resort that weekend, the 8th and 9th. So she was the one planning for it for her daughter's birthday. And by January 7th, we haven't heard anything from her if, the trip was canceled or not. We didn't get any response. We do have a Facebook messenger group that we have with the family. So we didn't hear anything from her. And then on Friday, January 8th, her she's offline. Her phone is off. She did not log in on her account or her Facebook page. You could actually tell if she's on the Facebook, because she's always online. So, but then on that Friday, she's off grid. She didn't turn on her phone, or her phone is off. Including the kids, and also including Larry's phone was also off that day. So that got us so worried. And then one of my brothers went in and did a kind of welfare check, just to check
Yes.
on her
Well, yeah.
on that Friday afternoon. And so
What time was that around, Mary Chris?
about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, after
Okay.
work with my brother. So he went there and checked on her, and Larry was there, and then he said that he just got home, and the girls were there. I mean, her kids were there, and one of her daughters said that they haven't seen their mom for 11 hours. That she's been in the room all day on Friday, and her the master bedroom has been locked all day. So all day Friday they haven't seen their mom. And when my brother went and checked in the room, in the master bedroom, that's in second floor, he knocked on the door. It looks like it was dark. You could actually tell by the door it was dark, and it looks like nobody was inside, or she might be sleeping. He did knock, but no answer at all. So my brother thought she just probably want to be left alone. And Larry did told my brother that they did had an argument that the night before, which is Thursday night. So
Do we know what that argument was about?
um,
Are you able to share that?
We don't know.
yeah,
I mean, because I don't.
I
we
can't.
don't-
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Totally understand. Okay, go ahead.
So on that Friday night, my brother left, thinking she probably just want to be left alone. But that was kind of unusual for her to be all day on Friday, and she's not working that day, because they had a plan to go up in Big Bear Friday on that Friday. The girls are not prepared. They for going up in Big Bear, and she could have told us also if the plan is canceled, not to have the family worry about her. And she's not like that. She's not her character to just not say anything at all. And so with that, and she again, we couldn't get in touch of her on the phone, or she did, her phone is off.
Okay.
But and then,
So
but
he had enough concern to go over there and check on her, right?
Right.
yeah,
And so it sounds like he's knocking on the door, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? He's knocking on the door. There's no answer there. Your nieces are telling him, this is your brother, right? Your nieces are telling your brother that, yeah, mom's, we haven't heard from her in 11 hours, right?
All day Friday, yeah.
So that would back it up to Friday morning sometime, if this is around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening,
Right.
where your brother is there, right? So now we back it up 11 hours potentially. Okay.
Right.
So Friday morning, it sounds like your nieces, that was like the last time there was a communication between mom and your nieces. Is it with,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's that's not what we know. When my brother was there, well, I actually when I went, Saturday,
Mhm.
um, I asked them when was the last time they saw their mom, and they said Thursday night.
Okay. Did they say what time Thursday night?
No, they just say Thursday night. I wasn't, at that time, I wasn't, thinking,
Yeah. The worst.
the worst,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that will be Saturday, Saturday afternoon. So after, with that said, for Friday, we did. I didn't know that she's been in the house in that room for for all day. But then when I learned that Saturday morning, that she was still not communicating with us, and so I sent my dad to go check on her. Saturday, that will be Saturday lunchtime, and then when my dad said, they knock on the door, and
Larry found the keys.
Larry found the key, and they opened the door, and he she was not there. I'm sorry, she was not there. My dad, well, they didn't tell me because I was working on that Saturday, so they didn't call me right away. And then they said my dad stayed there for a little bit, waited for my sister to go home, but they left, I think, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then when I learned that she was not there, that she haven't gone home, I mean, she didn't go home on that Saturday. Then it got us worried. So me and my husband, we have like an hour and a half or 2 hours drive. So we went Sunday to their house Saturday night, and of course, and then she wasn't there. We were waited for her until maybe about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then then I called for a missing person report. At
Right.
that time.
Okay, so Jill, are you doing okay? You guys doing okay right now? I mean, do you need a deep breath or anything? Because I know this is a lot. Okay, to go over or anything. If water or anything, please, just let me know. Okay.
No, we're okay. Thank
That's
you.
right.
Okay. Okay. I want to be sensitive to where you're at and consider where you're feeling and what your feelings are. So Friday, your brother's there. He was worried enough. He calls her, no answer on the phone. Your niece says, haven't seen mom since the night before. How does your brother call you on Friday? Or when do you guys find out that this is, a little bit more, that not only is it out of character for her, but this whole thing is starting to maybe spin in a different direction where she could be in danger? When did you find that out? When did that kick in for you?
I was told Saturday morning, that they told me that, she's not answering, that she's not at the house, that, I mean, not in the house, but, that my brother wasn't able to talk to her on that Friday night, that she
Okay.
was in the room. So I found out that happened on Saturday morning. That's when I
Okay.
sent my dad, to go and check on her, because I couldn't go. I was working that day.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your dad goes over there, and what does he discover? What did your dad tell you?
they opened Larry has a key, and they opened the door, and she wasn't there. I don't know exactly how the room looked like or anything like that, but that's why he said that she, when they opened the door, she wasn't there.
Okay, so we now have a thought process that maybe Thursday night to Saturday morning, your sister, that door has been closed, but her children haven't seen her. Your brother hasn't seen her. Her husband is saying he hasn't seen her. He gets a door key, opens the door for your father. Your father looks in. Your father doesn't see her. She's not in that room. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. And it sounds like the last time somebody potentially saw her in that room was Thursday evening. So from Thursday evening to Saturday morning, when somebody actually checks that room, your sister has just vanished. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about, walk me through what Larry told you guys about the last time he saw your sister.
He did said that, Friday night he heard her down, in the kitchen, maybe making herself dinner. That Friday night he did told us that, but he did not see her. He just heard her.
He assumed
Yeah.
it was her.
He assumed that was her, and he was just taking care of the kids, and and when we got there, he told us maybe she went for a hike, Saturday morning, or maybe a friend of hers, pick her up. Maybe they went somewhere.
Right.
But that's all he told us. He doesn't know, where she went.
Okay. So is she living upstairs and he's living downstairs?
No.
Or what's that arrangement? How's that working?
As their relationship has been, on and, up and down. And
Sure.
as far as I know, I don't see any arrangement for them not on the same room. Maybe if they do have an argument, maybe he sleeps in, one of the kids. But then I don't.
I'm pretty sure they were sleeping in different bedrooms.
Okay.
When it was time to go to sleep.
Right.
No,
they were sleeping in the same bed.
Well, I not 100% sure, but then the kids room, the two girls room, they're the two girls, and I mean, it's a twin size bed, for both. I don't even know if he sleeps, like if he doesn't sleep, in the master bedroom with my sister, then if he sleeps, in the loft. So I don't know that arrangement.
Okay.
But I don't know if he even sleep in the girls, with the girls, in the girls' bedroom. I haven't, I don't know that. There's also another bedroom. There's 4 bedroom upstairs. But only the 2 bedrooms are being occupied by the 2 girls, and then the other one supposedly for their son, but that's being used kind of like a storage, room. So that's it, and then just the loft, and they have the master bedroom. So being not sleeping together, I don't know.
That's fine. The only reason I mentioned that was in Larry's statement to the news. He said that he may have heard her. He thinks it was her making food or something in the kitchen, right? And then at some point, it's just crickets, and then the door's locked again, and then the family comes over and he gets the keys and looks inside the door. So my question is this: is that house big enough to where you wouldn't hear or see somebody walking around? I mean, your wife even though you're having a problem. And I don't know the answer to this, and you folks may not either, but maybe one of your family members asked that question, that if your sister is in that house, hypothetically, okay, and she's still there, and let's say she decides, just randomly to get up and go out for a hike, okay, which seems to be one of the stories here, correct?
Mhm.
Right?
Right.
But she's making food for her daughters.
No, for herself.
Oh, for herself. Okay. And so she's making food for herself, but she's not paying attention to her daughters. Is that what the inference is here?
That's what we get the impression from, from
Yeah,
Larry.
from
Yes.
Larry, that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. I'm just trying to, be factual in nature, right? Not speculation. I just want to make sure that I'm tracking you correctly so that I can, make sure that we have the right information and
Right.
that rumors and all this other stuff kind of gets, put into a container. Okay. Which leads me to my next question then. Um, um, is he still communicating with you folks?
No, that been cut off a while back. We did try to call him. I did try texting him because I was worried about the kids. But yes, our communication has been cut off. We did try texting him this week because it's one of our niece's birthday today.
Okay.
So we wanted to invite the kids. As I said, we said earlier, we wanted to invite the kids and for them to, be with their cousins. But he never returned the text message. And my dad did try calling him, but he didn't answer the phone call.
So he's ignoring your father now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long has this been going on now, that this communication breakdown?
It's been a few weeks now, maybe 2-3 weeks now, or
Right.
even more. Yeah.
Has he given a reason why he's not communicating with her father and her sister?
No.
No.
Is he answering any of your texts? Has he answered any of them?
No.
Okay. Has he come out to any of the searches for your sister?
No.
No.
Okay. Has he, well, what has he done?
Taking care of the kids.
He's taking care of the children.
That's what he says.
Okay. Your nieces, right?
Yeah, but at the beginning, I should say that too in his defense.
Yes, absolutely.
At the beginning, he told me to take care of the searches and take care of the media at that time because he his well, he's not like that upfront kind of person, which I'm not too, but I'm doing it for my sister, but he told me take care of just take care of the searches and stuff, and I said okay. I'll do what I need to find my sister. I told I'll do whatever it takes to find my sister, and then after that will be like the first week that we were talking about it, and then after second week and stuff, and then I just felt that he wasn't helping us at all, giving us any clues or any ideas, or just even like letting us know, hey, I'm still here, just and then, or even to say hey, just focus on what you guys doing, I'm taking care of the kids. But he never really reached out to at that time, and until I had to we did had a talk, and I did told him help us out, come and help us, come help me find my sister, but he said he has his reasons, so we did respect that. But I again, he has his own reasoning why he haven't really helped us. So I don't want that the public to know that I guess in his defense that we did had that talk at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair, very fair, right? We certainly don't want to, again, deal in things that aren't the truth. I mean, the truth is is a constant, and it's very consistent. But do you need his help now, though? You're 7 weeks into this.
Of course,
Well,
yeah, of course.
It'd be nice. Yeah.
Since I did called him, maybe a month ago. When I called him a month ago, I told him, help us. I need your help us find my sister.
Bring the kids along.
Yeah, but
bring the families together.
but we never got that. I did talk to him with that. I want him to come and help me. Because I was at a point where with that frustration, and that it's so real that my sister is really, she's missing, and I need him to come and help us in any way. But we never got that from him. So, and then I think that since then we got that cut. Communication was cut off.
Mary Chris and Richard, I got to be honest with you. I think your sister is so proud of both of you.
Oh, thank you.
For just your diligence and just the love that you have for her, and the love that your family has for her.
I always say if one of us was missing, she'd be out here doing the same thing we're doing. So we're not going to turn. We're not going to stop, because she wouldn't.
Yeah.
So.
No, and it sounds like she's such a loving human being. None of us are perfect. I mean, I know I'm not. Just ask my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, if Larry, if you're listening to this, and this is your family, now's the time, man, to step up. Your wife has been missing for 7 weeks. Whether you like the limelight or not, it's not going away. There are hundreds of thousands of people that follow your wife, and that's one of those dynamics where you're expected as her husband to come to the forefront and help. And we all get the fact that you're taking care of your children. Everybody understands that, and it's not their responsibility. That you can hand your children off to your mom and dad and your wife's parents, their grandparents. They can take care of the children. Now's the time you need to step up and take care of your wife. And so I want to invite you, Larry, if you're watching this, to come onto this show, and I want to help you. I want to help you help others find Maya. This is it's gone on for too long, and it's not going away. By the way, we can tell you that, and you need to help out, though, buddy. Okay, so. There's a way to get hold of me, and we'll make that happen. But if you're sincere about your wife, then this is an open invitation to come on and talk to us and talk to me. I'm an experienced investigator. I worked homicide many years, and I've worked many cases. And if there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to hide. And I'd love to see you step up and talk to me. And so I want to offer that up to you. Okay. That's the first thing. And by the way, I'm not saying you've done anything. You haven't heard me say that at all. Okay. It's just the opposite. I just want you to help find your wife. Whatever the other stuff is, I'm sure. I hear did he get a lawyer? Is that I'm reading a chat here, somebody saying he got a lawyer. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. And, maybe the lawyer's telling him, not to speak. I don't know, but, that wouldn't be a good lawyer if it is when your wife is missing for 7 weeks. The first thing the lawyer would tell you, just ask John Walsh, who was consulting with Ed Smart during Elizabeth Smart's case. The first thing you want to do is get out in front of the media. And by the way, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Get every media station involved around the world. Maya is going to be a household name. We need to get her out in front of everybody. Hopefully, I know that Channel 10 down there did an amazing job. Talking to you folks, and we just want you to know that we love you guys. We care about you.
Thank you.
If I could do more than what I'm doing here, I would certainly jump in. But I can promise you this: I have a lot of resources, and many others of us in the that know. We're gonna bring some of those resources to bear here behind the scenes. It's not going away. Okay, so with that, let me ask you just a couple more questions, and then I know you guys are probably exhausted, and I want to make sure that you're okay, and that you're getting the rest, right? You have to breathe too. Okay, that's your job. Just kind of do one of those, right? There's a lot of great people out there that will, a lot smarter than me, that will help support you as well with other things. Hopefully as they're coming down the line here.
Thank you.
So progress to date. Let's talk about some of the great people that have been helping you search. I know, she's big into the Jeep Club, and she's got just 1,000 girlfriends, 1,000 friends, guy friends. She's got everybody, work friends. I think the biggest thing that struck me when I learned about your sister and your family was the fact that, she put her family first. And you told me she was like the party planner, right? Or the vacation planner. I think, Richard, you told me the vacation planner, right? Okay. And, she missed her daughter's birthday. Had she missed any of the other 10?
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry. It brings good memories,
Exactly.
No.
Right?
Brings really good memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of us. So there's 6 siblings. So there's 16, nieces and nephews.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. So it's like every other weekend we got together, with the family, and family always, just the family itself is, it's a big party already for us, because, we're big. So with every niece, the in-laws, and the brothers and the sisters, my mom and dad, there's almost like 30 of us, in a room, celebrating, one's birthday. So, just ask the family. But yeah, it's almost every other weekend we are together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is completely out of character, 100%. Yeah.
No.
People just don't up and just disappear. It doesn't happen.
No.
Not in today's world. Do we know where her phone is by chance? Do we know? No. So her phone's MIA. It's missing right now.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And have you had a chance to communicate with some of the investigators? I don't want to know what they said, because we don't want to compromise anything in an investigation aspect. But have you had a chance to communicate with Chula Vista PD?
They've been calling me, the detective, the lead detective. He's been calling me every other
almost every other day.
Every other day.
Wonderful.
Right.
Yeah. But they don't have a liaison. They don't have anybody for that. But I did talk to him, and I did talk to Lieutenant Miriam Fax also. So I think they did said that, because it's a small police department, I guess, so they don't have that liaison person that they
Okay.
be assigned to us. But the lead detective is very willing to listen to whatever we say. Or sometimes I told him, I just need somebody to talk to. So he
Sure.
said to just give him a call.
Okay, good for him, and good for your family, and utilize that line of communication. Okay, and obviously I know.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go. Are you
Oh,
still here?
yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that was my side, so don't. I apologize for that. I know your family understands that line of communication is critical, and for them too, right? Because they want you guys to be the first, to be in the line of communication of, there was critical information that needed to be given and or received quickly, right, for your family. How's your mom and dad holding up? How are they holding up?
Oh man, that's
Thank
a
you.
tough one because it's just uh, I Papa, that's what we call my father-in-law, Papa. It's I think he's well, like any father, he's
Yeah.
broken down. He doesn't. I'm more like I guess I throw jokes out there that I know he'll laugh at, but it's not the same laugh anymore. It's kind of like a dry laugh when I throw jokes at him or we make jokes together, and it's not the same. I just try to keep that smile on his face, but he always goes back to kind of huddles and doesn't say much, but you know that he's broken down. Um, I think any father would be in his position. Just
Devastated.
yeah,
Okay.
he's not the same person he was, before the
Yeah.
seven.
So, yeah, we're going to keep your whole family in our prayers, like,
Thank
and
thank
the
you.
just let your parents know that just keep pressing forward. Okay, just keep pressing forward, whatever that means. Okay, and there are hundreds of thousands of people, again, that are supporting you.
Thank you.
Um, so some of the just kind of give you a little understanding. You know, some of the toughest times are ahead. Okay,
Right.
as I promise you, this won't go cold. Okay, because we'll keep enough information out. Okay, but I also want to be honest with you and realistic
Right.
that, as time goes, okay, then the what ifs, okay, are going to start creeping into you as a family. Okay, so I want you to keep the faith that, don't listen to rumors or speculation or all this other stuff, but
Yeah.
stay. Yeah,
Sorry.
no, go ahead, Richard. I'm sorry. I
Oh, yeah.
interrupted.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah,
We
so
want.
stay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's my bad. Go ahead. You say
Yeah.
what you were going to say.
It's
I
hard not
apologize.
to. It's hard to ignore some of it, but we have to ignore it, all of it.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's overwhelming sometimes what people think and they want to say things. So that's just nonsense. But we at least they're talking about it, and we're not gonna quit. Just it's fine. Like
Yeah.
you just it's a lot of it. It's a lot of, but we'll just stay strong.
Well, and some and folks, they need a place to feel like they're helping. Okay, and a lot of times it's not malicious or that, but they just people just say stuff because they hear stuff. But it's critical though for you as a family to keep your nucleus together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and communicate with the PD there. Okay, let them kind of be the director of, hey, this is the type of information we're hearing, or the types of things that we're seeing.
Right.
The good news: search warrant, big time. Okay, that means there's more to this story than any of us know, based on the victim continuum. Okay, and 99% of the time, statistically, that is not wrong. Okay, there's a 1% every once in a while. You'll get these one-offs where you go, wow. Okay, but for the most part, okay, there's going to be a history of there's going to be a lot of information that will come to the surface. Okay, and I have faith. I'm gonna hold out that Larry's going to do the right thing, and come talk to us here. Okay, and come and jump in with both feet to help his wife. Okay, I mean, this is a global platform, so the world is hearing this right now as we speak. Okay?
Right.
And so now's the time, right? And so I'm hoping that he's going to take advantage of that opportunity presented. Okay, we're gonna put together some other folks to help support your family from an investigative side on the Cold Case Foundation. Okay, we've got some pretty serious folks going to weigh in. Don't worry about the dog. You can bring the dog in if he's back there. What kind of dog is he?
He's a
By the way?
German.
Sorry.
I would show him Buddy. Buddy's asleep over here.
Turn
My
off
little,
the window.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Anyway, so we're gonna help. We're gonna help. With this platform, and we'll talk offline on some other things that we may be able to to keep some focus on. So, what questions do you, or what information do you feel I haven't talked to you about that you folks? What message do you want to keep sharing? Oh, I love it. Yeah, well, he's part of the family. And they can sense it, right? They can sense it.
Yeah, he's been with us on the
Yeah,
search.
sorry.
So yeah, he's been our dog and going to. So he's not like trained, but yeah. With that question, I we're just at this time I don't really have any much of questions for you. I think if it is come, and maybe I could just let you know if they do it. But we do appreciate
We're very
all
thankful for your time
yeah.
and your concerns and your support.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, okay. So with that, I'm going to let you folks kind of go get something to eat, get some rest. Okay. You have to keep sharpen the saw, right? You've got to,
Right,
you've got to be, as they say in Hawaii, you got to be akamai, right? You got to pay attention. So,
Stop.
right. And so I'll circle back with you. I'm going to let you folks drop off and then take some questions from some of the people here. And but get some rest. If you need anything, feel free to call me or text me 24/7, 365. Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. You got okay. Aloha. I'll
Aloha.
see you in a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, so there we have it. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take some of the questions that have come in here. And by the way, everybody that's here, I know a lot of Maya's friends are here. A lot of hopefully other family members. And God bless you for doing what you're doing for this wonderful family. A lot of you have been working very, very hard on these searches out there in Glamis and out in the desert in her Jeep club and her work friends, and just many of you in the San Diego County. I don't think the world can be prouder of you. Keep going. Something good's going to happen with enough positive energy into this. Some good things are going to happen here. So let's go ahead and see if we've got any questions up here, and then we'll take some of those. And D-Man in the back room, is there anything? I know we've had some people join us tonight. Thank you for your donations. Thank you so much for becoming members. We're grateful. And let's see what we've got, if anything. What is Larry's family saying? That is a great question. I don't exactly have the answer to that, Austin. I have some things, but I know that his family was over there initially, and then it seems like there's been a breakdown in communication based on what we're learning here. Is the amount of time Larry mentioned psych in the interview concerning to you? Lindsay asked. Yes, it is. Not that can't be a possibility, but we're going to break that down next week. By the way, we've got the panel returning, and we're going to really dive into those statements. Is there Jane Tribolati? I hope I pronounced that right. Jane, forgive me if I haven't. Is there any possibility that the husband would hurt his children and himself? I don't want to speculate on that. There's always a possibility that if somebody had done something, in danger of somebody else, that could be. But I'm not going to take a guess at that one just yet. But that's a great question, Jane, and it's a very concerning possibility. I mean, Cindy Bental, do any of the neighbors have camera footage that shows Maya leaving her house? I'm sure that if there is, that the police have it, and hopefully they're going through that. Sounds like somebody in another case, right? Let's hope that that is the case, that there could be some additional camera footage. Thank you, Cindy, for that question. Charlie, do cadaver dogs get brought in, or did cadaver dogs get brought in? Charlie, I don't know that yet. My assumption would be in the initial first week or so of an investigation like this, they would try to utilize all those resources, and cadaver dogs would be part of that. San Diego Search and Rescue are some great people out there. They do that, in that area. Judy Johnson, wasn't her credit card missing too? I've heard that that's a possibility. We did not ask Mary Chris, so I don't want to speculate on that personally right now, but we'll find out. Pocket-sized Chris. My thing about the room being locked, if he says he had a key, well then why would you lock a door that the person you're trying to lock out has a key? Yeah, need I say any more? And I love your name. That's a great comment. Very good. Appreciate that. Jen says, Chris, Larry cutting off communication with Maya's family is very significant, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's extremely significant. Not a good sign. Shelby Mount, when is Linda coming back? Soon. We love Miss Linda. If you haven't gone to It's a Crime, get over there and subscribe. She's a smart woman. Boo Boo Bear, do we know if Larry left the house after his wife went missing? My understanding is that's a possibility. Donna D, what is your theory, Chris? It's too early. It's too early to tell. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that I need a little more information. Lindsay, how long does it usually take to name a prime suspect in a case like this? Great question. Great question. If the PD gets to a place where they're looking at a subject of interest, that doesn't mean they're a suspect, but you can kind of stage up to it. So, Gabriel Jones, thank you so much for the donation. Very grateful for you. Is NCIS investigating? Nadia. So I found out, that I had mentioned that NCIS had gone over to the house. That's what Larry had mentioned in the his initial statement. I found out that there's some other situation going on involving folks in the Navy. So, if they're doing a parallel investigation because of what her work function is, that is a possibility. But the individual that I think Larry was referring to in his statement, he got confused that it was NCIS. Okay. Gabriel Jones, thank you so much. Why do you think not even Larry's lawyer has spoken? That's a great question. I'm sure after tonight, maybe we'll hear from him. We'll see what happens. Jay and 4 juveniles, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that very, very much. The Joy Catcher. Hi, Joy. Who brought the lock, or who bought the lock, and was it special? My understanding it was just a lock on the door. So I think it was probably a one-way lock, but let's look into that a little bit more to clarify that. I'm going to write that down. Thank you for that question. Deb from Sydney. Hi, Sydney, Australia. Have the kids been questioned by authorities? Yes. The children have been questioned. Kelly Mercer, where's her vehicle? Great question. It's at the house, I believe. And there was some question as whether or not one of the other vehicles was utilized, because I know the police impounded that and they put it through the ringer. So we'll see what comes out of that. Robin S., do all missing person cases involve a search warrant of the home? No, they don't. Sometimes you can get consent, and the family can allow you to search, and they have what they call the plain view doctrine. So anything that's out in plain view, the police have the lawful right to take that as evidence and put it into the case. Tasha K., do we know if police asked Larry to take a polygraph? If they did Larry take the test? Tasha, I do not know that question, or the answer to that question. I don't know if he's been asked to take a poly or not yet. Mary and Bryce, have they named a prime suspect? Not to my knowledge. Nope. NAFO, question, do you think the family should expand the search to places important to the husband? You know what? We're going to talk about that on the next program. But yes, that could, and that would be what they call geoprofiling. So you want to take, and that was part of there are 10 filters to profiling. And in a behavioral analysis aspect, when you're investigating these types of things, that would fit in the category of what they call suspectology. And so these would be the behavior and the characteristics of the individual that you may be focusing on. Dolly Dampman, is it true that Larry had the Jeep deep cleaned? I do not know that. I've heard that's a possibility, but I don't know that for sure. In my opinion, with Sherry, have you checked with AWP to check surrounding water? Not yet, but that's a great question. That is a great idea. Let's get Jared on that. If there's some water areas to be searched, his team would be perfect to help these folks, no doubt about it. Trisha M., thank you so much. Praying for Maya and her family. We love your channel, Chris. Thank you so much for being here. We can't do this without you, and so it's a team effort. And so we're so grateful that you've subscribed. I'm getting close to 10,000, so maybe we can get over that at some point. Gabriel Jones, thank you, Gabriel, for those. So when they say Larry is not considered a suspect, that means he isn't a suspect at all, or just as of now. Yeah, he's on the board, is what we used to call it, but it doesn't mean he is the board. Okay, he's up there with probably other possibilities, and the more you eliminate those other possibilities, then you're left with who's left on the board, and then you get a clarity of focus for your investigation. So I'm sure he's up there. Loopy Rabbit, love that name. You should work with the guys off the body language pamphlet. What a combo that would be. Love your work, from New Zealand. Well, thank you, New Zealand. I appreciate that, Loopy Rabbit. You got the best name. That's absolutely classic. Great job. Thank you for that compliment. Ashley Hershey, do you know if the refrigerator damaged to the door when the cops searched? I don't know. I know which one you're talking about, though. The Joy Catcher, person of interest or suspect. Joy, I love you. You're trying to get me to make a commitment. At this point, let's weigh in on after the next video that we do, and then I'll have a better feeling on where I'm sitting on that. Lindsay, how do we as a community prevent this case from going cold? We're doing it right here. Just keep pressing. Just keep pressing forward. That means tweet about her, Instagram about her, put her on Facebook. If you have friends in the media, get them in touch with the family. The goal here is to keep her in front of the media, in front of the public. As long as Maya is in front of the public, like other women, like Suzanne, like Kelly Brennan, and the list goes on. Okay? As long as these women are in front of the media and platforms like this and others, then we've got hope. Okay, because there is no statute of limitations for somebody who may have, there may have been demise and or suspicious circumstances. There is, you can run, but you'll never hide. We used to say you can't outrun the radio. Okay, you'd see these guys take off, and in my time, we rarely ever chased anybody. You just got on the radio, and the guy on the other side would just say, great to have you here, and they'd run right into him. So keep it up, keep pressure. Wolfman Rants 411, love it, brother. Do you think he knows pulling away the public eye makes him seem more involved? You would hope. You would hope that he's smart enough to realize that his wife is missing. And there are right now almost 1,000 people here, 700 and something here, that are asking where she is. You got to trust somebody sometime. Tracy Smith, do most modern vehicles have tracking type security? Most should. Yeah, most should. So they're going to do some forensic stuff. Great question, Tracy. Terry Monroe, are you privy to police info? I could be. I could be. Yeah. Shelley Casbeard, did she have a conflict with anyone else? I don't know. I don't know. We know she and her husband were having some challenges like every other marriage. Okay. And it probably, there's a possibility, they were having some discussions. I don't know. Okay. At this point, Tony Montan became a member. Thank you, Tony. Ashley Hershey became a member. Thank you very much. We're grateful. Are you related to the Hershey in Pennsylvania? Yeah. Gabriel Jones, why is it that the family was deleted from her Facebook? Do you think it's Larry? That's a question for the family, but it could be. Whoever had access to that Facebook account, would be, close to that, obviously. Go, Chris, get it done. Don Walker, I love it. There you go. Betty Smith, has her life insurance been upped recently? Great question. I do not know that one. That is a great question. Lindsay, is it true Larry was away for 10 hours when she went missing? It sounds like we've got a pretty good timeline now from the children, at least, from what they're recalling to their aunt. And so as we go along here and we learn more, information about those dynamics, hopefully that question can come to the surface. That's a great question, Lindsay. Thank you for asking that. Tony, right out of the gate, this channel was awesome. Thank you, Tony. You're awesome. Grateful. Shelley Moten, how old are the kids? I think the oldest is 11, and I forgot, being honest with you, I forgot the other two ages because I really don't want to focus on the children. They're going through enough already. But Shelby, that's a great question, and I'm sure somebody will find out for us and let us know. Thank you so much. Judy Well Al B, was her handbag missing as well as her cell phone? I think her cell phone right now is MIA. I don't know about the handbag, but that is an absolute super question. I'm going to write that down. Super Circuit. Thank you, Teresa. You're awesome. Okay, so a few more here. I've kept you guys up for a little bit. And Dawn, question, can you please look into the Maya Millete case? Her family could use your help. I know that I think Mike over at PE is jumping into that right now. So I've been kind of tracking, where that one's going. So, by all means, I certainly have been following, some of the progress over there, and I know others have been following it as well. So most definitely, I'll keep a tab on it. Right now, I have a couple commitments. This is one of them. Obviously, Kelly is the other. I'm still working behind the scenes on that, on some other stuff that I'll be revealing here soon. And then, of course, Suzanne. These are, some of the major movements that I've got going right now. And thanks to you, I think we're going to see some progress on some of these. I guarantee you. Let's see here. Carolyn Ward. Could you go through a statement? I'm out of the U.S. and don't get media on this. Yes, actually, if you go back to the West case and go about halfway into the video, we did an initial breakdown of what Larry had said, and then we're going to do another show on that coming up. We've got the same panel coming back, FBI profiler Greg Cooper, Steve Johnson, and Dean. And I think we're going to have Miss Linda from It's a Crime on too. So it's going to be a good panel, and we're going to really get into the nuts and bolts on the behavioral aspects of that. Louisiana girl, will you ever open up a panel discussion? Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. Absolutely. I promise you we'll do that. In fact, maybe next week, just throw it in the notes again here in the chat over here. And, go ahead and remind me in case I forget, okay? But we'll make that happen. Okay, last question, Dill. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, that was the last question. Okay, the back room's telling me last question. So Buddy is asleep over here. Everybody, I just want to let you know how grateful we are. We're getting close to getting on the road here, the Airstream. They had a big ice storm in Dallas. As you know, last week I talked to, the Airstream. Actually, the factory called me yesterday, day before yesterday, and told me that the unit's almost ready to ship. So we've just had a little delay. And guys, when that happens, okay, we're mobile, okay, and we're going to go to places and quite frankly help some of these families. At least keep some clarity on some of these, some focus here. Andy opens up his the root beer stand in March 1st coming up in Indiana. So get over to Gene's Root Beer and get some root beer. That family is doing well. They send their love. And just let you know that Suzanne is not forgotten at all. And Maya now is not forgotten. And isn't it interesting? You got two husbands, almost like carbon copy here, that say they love their wives, they love their families, but they're not, they just don't care about looking. I don't know about you, but that just bugs the heck out of me. But maybe that's just how I am. So that said, guys and gals, thank you for subscribing. Hit that like button. Please share this video with everybody. And until the next one, I hope you liked the Susan Smith one as well earlier this evening. We got a lot more great content coming your way. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again next week. Dylan, go ahead and take us out, bud.
Hard working every day, I'm stressed out 24/7, babe. No timeouts, wish we could fly away. You and I go to our favorite place.